Alright guys, 1 second and we'll get started here in a minute.
Camera selection.
Alright, awesome. Alright, good evening guys, or gals, whatever time of day it is where you are. My name is Misty. I am visually impaired. I am considered far beyond legally blind, and I come here every week onto Periscope at this time for about a half an hour to take your questions about blindness or visual impairment. As I say, I am legally blind myself, and I'm very well connected to the blind community, both online and elsewhere. And so I shall do my best to answer any questions you may have. If you ever had any questions about blindness, feel free to put them into the comments, and I will use my screen reading software on my iPhone to read them, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'll do my best to answer them. So if you have any questions about blindness or vision impairment, go and put them in the comments. I'm just going to open it up right now to any questions that you may have ever had about blindness or vision impairment. Any questions at all? This, as I said before, this Periscope stream is nothing without your questions. So don't be shy. Put a question there, whatever it is. If it's blindness or vision impairment related, go ahead and ask it. As I said before, it's like I said, nothing without you guys. And if I don't get next several weeks, if I don't get any questions, I'm going to have to stop doing this because it's just not worth my time to do it if I don't get any questions. It's really just it's not the broadcast is not what it should be. So
Free watching button.
we have 3 people. Awesome. So any of those 3 people, we probably have more on the web. If you have any questions about blindness, feel free to put them in the comments there. I don't think you can comment on the web. I don't know. I've never tried it. But the 3 there on the app, feel free to put your questions down there at the bottom. I do archive these on YouTube, by the way, if you want to see previous ones where I did actually get quite a few questions. You can go ahead and check that out. I am at the same username on YouTube as I am here. And just look under the playlist, questions about blindness, the Periscope sessions. I've been doing this for a little over 2 months now, and I usually get at least 1 or 2 questions, which is nice, except the last week I didn't get any, and I'm hoping to get some this week. Like I said, it's very disheartening when you don't get any. And so I may have to stop doing this if I continue not to get any more. I thought this was a really good idea. I thought there would be pretty good interest in it. So if you want me to continue doing these, if you think this is a good thing to do, feel free to follow me and continue to watch these. Also, heart this and like this, share it, both the replay and the live stream with your Periscope users and any other social media users you have. So so we can keep the numbers up and keep this growing and keep the questions coming in. A lot of sighted people do not meet a blind person every day, and if they do, they're afraid to come over to them. Now's your chance. Now you can ask a blind person, that would be me, directly, about anything blindness or vision impairment related. So again, don't be shy. Don't be afraid. We don't bite. So feel free to ask any other questions you may have about blindness or vision impairment. Again, invite followers. Feel free to do that. Yeah, again, opening up any questions about blindness or vision impairment. Excuse me. All right. Well, usually when I'm waiting for questions, I do have some kind of filler topic that I talk about. So if you do have any questions while I'm talking about it, feel free to go ahead and put them in the comments. Go ahead and interrupt me. I'll be more than willing to stop what I'm talking about and answer any questions that you have, or even that have come up during my talk about my subject each week, right? So it's interesting. Actually, this week, I'm going to be, for the first time, going to see a movie in a theater with what's called audio description. So I thought that this week I would talk about blindness and the media very broadly. Now, I did get started on this a little late this week, so I may go ahead, especially if I don't get any questions, I may go ahead and wrap this up a little early, like about 6:30, like I usually do, because I started 10 minutes late. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to a movie for the first time with audio description. And for those who don't know, audio description is basically, very basically, what you might call closed captioning for the visually impaired. Now, not to confuse the issue, because closed captioning is obviously for the deaf, and audio description is for the visually impaired. What audio description is essentially it's an audio track that plays over a movie where the person talking into the audio track is describing what action is going on visually in a movie. Okay? And no, it's always usually anyway, it's pre-recorded. I think there may be some live audio description, like in live action theaters and things, but generally it's going to be pre-recorded, and it is set to synchronize with what's going on in the movie. There is very oftentimes audio description now in theaters. Actually, I think that's one of the newer forms of audio description. In movie theaters, we didn't used to have that not long ago. Excuse me. There is audio description on movies, on TV, and TV series. Basically, how you access it. Usually, you're going to look on your remote control and find your SAP function. Usually, when you put that on, it'll either have Spanish or it will have audio description. That's usually the easiest and quickest way to do it. Now, it does vary depending on your cable provider or your satellite provider. Sometimes it's a little more complex than that. But if you do want to know more about that, please do put that in the comments, and I'll go into a little more detail. There is sort of audio description now in various museums, if you like. I'm a Latinist, so I like to use the Latin plural there. But in various museums, there is also audio description. Sometimes you'll get a pair of headphones from the front desk, if you will, and you can hear certain art objects described. Usually in museums there are all those do not touch signs, right? And that's dreadful to a blind person for obvious reasons. And so you can get audio description there. So yeah, you just get headphones from the front, and you'll get the description of the artwork, and you'll also get sometimes what's there sitting in front of the object read aloud to you in those headphones as well. I think I did that for the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I actually explored pretty well the whole classics section of Greek and Roman antiquity, right? Because that's my specialty. And it was great. It was really awesome work. Great. And there are, however, some things that are called touch tours for the visually impaired. Some museums offer those, and they give you artifacts that you can touch, or they'll give you gloves, thin gloves, so you can still feel what is behind them, but you're not, directly contacting an object with your hands, like with the oil in your hands and all that. I actually touched some Roman sculpture that way up at Indiana University Art Museum a while back, and it was really awesome. Some Roman busts, as I recall. I can't remember exactly which ones they were, but very marble looking, really awesome. Of course, I was really careful with them because I was really afraid I was going to knock it over, so I was really lightly touching them. That's just me, and my fondness for antiquities. Anyway, so you can. Where else can you do audio description? Museums, movies, TV series, theaters. Like I said, live action plays. Some live action plays offer audio description. So yeah. Now, a lot of times that audio description is not very often utilized because, we are a tiny minority. Blind people are a very small group. And so sometimes there can be glitches in audio description, just as there can be glitches with talking voting machines, because especially in small towns, they're not very often utilized by blind people. Usually in a small town, there may be one blind person, right? So sometimes there can be glitches, which can be a little inconvenient for blind folks who want to use the audio description. For instance, I've heard other blind people who go into theaters and they get the audio description headset that they can listen to the description track, just with that headset, so that other people are not hearing it too, right? But sometimes that headset batteries may be dead because they haven't been used in a long time, or for whatever reason will not be the right audio, or the audio won't play for some other reason. So a lot of times blind people do have to let people know in advance, like theater people and all that they're coming, so they can make sure they have everything in working order. A lot of us will even come in earlier to a theater or something like that just to make sure that things are working properly, and if they're not, they can hopefully get working before the event begins, whether it be a movie at a theater or whatever. So that can be a little bit of a challenge when working with audio description. Let's see what time we have. Okay, so I'm going to open up once again for any questions you may have about blindness or vision impairment, whether it be on what I just said or on some other topic entirely. I'll go and open it up to questions. Any questions on blindness or vision impairment anyone may have?
3 watching. Button.
We've only got 3 people. That's good. The more people we can get, the better. Again, feel free to share this and like this, and hopefully we can get more people. So any questions, once again, excuse me, on blindness or vision impairment? Any questions at all? This is really quiet again this week, guys. I may have to stop doing this if we don't get more questions. So speaking of blind people and how we deal with media, let's just talk briefly then about blindness and the media, blind people in the media, as in how they're portrayed. A lot of times, there have been a number of blindness series out there, TV series featuring a blind protagonist, a main character. For instance, Blind Justice several years ago about a blind police officer, I believe. And then, what was the one recently about the blind lawyer, I think it was, on NBC? Growing Up Fisher, yeah. That was on but it only lasted for a season. And Blind Justice didn't last long either. So we do have series about us, but they're very short-lived for whatever reason. I don't know if it's something like a phenomenon which may be occurring here. People just aren't interested, or they're afraid, or they just don't want to watch something like that, or they're depressed by it. I don't know. But it seems like those series last a very, very short time. A lot of blind and disabled people generally, indeed, wish that there were more portrayals of blind people in the media. Doing other things rather than just being blind, right? And that being like the main focus. Growing Up Fisher was decent with that, although there were still some issues, I thought, in the guy's portrayal, the blind guy's portrayal. Yeah, it's, for whatever reason, they're short-lived. And, like I said, we would like to have, as with most minority groups, we would like to have more representation. And a little bit of a side note, but I think that's another thing, too, is that blind people, we really do need to be out more in society, get out there, do more things, show ourselves more, so that sighted people do have more of a chance to interact with us, right? And, we are seen as more normal and normalized. We are certainly out there a lot more than we used to be back in the day, like 70s, 60s, 50s, whatever. Excuse me. But, we still need to make, I think, more of an effort. As I say, you'll see more of us, walking with a cane or dog independently, out in the street or in various establishments, but, excuse me, because we're such a minority, you're still not going to see us that often. So again, once again, opening it up, any questions about blindness or vision impairment? Anything at all, whether it's about something that I said or some other questions you may have, go ahead and put them out there. Like I said, if I don't get questions, this is nothing without your questions. That's the main purpose of this. So, in the next week or two, if I continue to do things like this and don't get any questions, I'm going to stop doing this. So, it's nothing without you, so put your questions down there. Let me know that you want me to continue doing this. I could be doing a lot better things with, I was like better, but I can be doing a lot of other things with my time than doing this, if I don't get questions. I hate to sound like a public radio broadcaster begging for money, but that's really what it's come down to, right? We used to get quite a large number of people, especially the first couple of weeks, well, mainly because the global list was the only thing you could access, right, in the first iteration of Periscope. And so everyone saw everyone else's stream. When that stopped, when you could only follow people that you follow, my numbers went down. And since then, they've been going down even further. So we haven't been going in a positive direction at all. We haven't been going up. We haven't been keeping our numbers. And so, also, if you have any suggestions about how to make this better, feel free to put those in the comments, or tweet me, or follow my YouTube and comment there on one of these. However you contact me. I'm always up for improving it. I'm always up for getting more numbers, getting more people. Again, feel free to share this, like this, talk to your friends about it. Again, we need to keep our numbers up, or at least keep them stable, right? And we need to keep questions coming. Yeah, let's see what time we have here. I'm probably going to step out early because I'm not getting any questions. So I'm going to ask one more time if there are any questions about blindness or vision impairment. Go ahead and put them down there in the comments, and my screen reader will read them to me. Don't have to worry about that. I can read them. Just put them down there in the comments. If you have any questions about blindness or vision impairment, anything about what I've said so far, or anything at all, that would be awesome. So what else can I talk about? See, guys, I'm even running out of my topic, because usually I time my topics so that I can get questions in as well, but I'm not getting any questions, so.
2 watching.
We have 2 people watching, so guys, hope you guys aren't just sitting here gawking. I hope that you guys are actually getting something out of this, and, at least let me know that you're there and that you're interested. Like I said, you can go and put them in there in the comments, as well, in the Periscope comments. So yeah, any questions? Like I said, I may have to bow out of here a little earlier. Oh, by the way, if this kind of lecture style isn't exactly your cup of tea, me just sitting here talking at you, or I should say to you, I suppose, you can also check out on my YouTube channel. Again, I'm at the same username there as I am here. You can check my YouTube channel and look for the playlist Through My Eyes. That is a series of video podcasts I've done where I do a lot more demonstrating. So I demonstrate how I use blindness-related technology to navigate my world, whether that be apps or magnification tools or software or video magnifiers or even white cane technique. I do more demonstrating there. So if the lecture style isn't your thing, go ahead and check that out, and you can see more of me demonstrating how certain blindness technology works and things like that. So just go to my YouTube channel, same username there as I am here, and go to the playlist called Through My Eyes. Through My Eyes. You can also look for archived, as I said earlier, you can look for archived versions of these Periscope broadcast at the same YouTube channel under the playlist heading of Questions About Blindness, the Periscope sessions. That's Questions About Blindness, the Periscope session. So go and check that out if you're interested. Check the time here again. Okay. And as time's crawling because I'm not getting any questions, right? So I'm constantly checking the time. So yeah, I'm going to open it up one more time. Any questions about blindness or vision impairment? Go ahead and put them in the comments. See, there's dead air. We don't like the sound of dead air, do we? No, we don't. I know I don't. So, again, put your questions down there if you have any. We don't want to hear dead air. And we may hear dead air forever in terms of at least this broadcast if we don't get any questions anymore, right? So.
You are now live.
Oh, it just says
2 watching. Button.
Okay, so we still have 2 people. Where are you 2 people? Let me know you're there. Put a little thing in the comments that you're there, that you like this, that you want to ask a question. And if you want to ask a question, go ahead and put that in there. Now's your chance. Blind people are not all that different from you guys, so feel free to ask anything. And like I said, I'll do my best to answer it. Any question about blindness or vision impairment? And I will do my best to answer. Okay, we've got 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes to have questions answered. 2 minutes. All right. See if I can come up with something else to say, because like I said, I had a really short topic because, I thought I'd get more questions in this. Although, again, given last week, I shouldn't have expected such a thing. But, anyway, I don't know, maybe the novelty has worn off. Why aren't you asking questions? I'll ask you this, actually. I'll ask you a question. Why aren't you putting questions in there? I'm actually really curious. We have at least 2 people in here. So, why aren't I getting any questions? Why do you think I'm not getting any questions? Or why aren't you asking questions? Let's go and put that in the comment section. It's kind of rude just to sit there and listen when I'm asking people questions. So, respond to me, please. Go ahead and put your responses there in the comments, and my screen reader will read them. I don't know, maybe I have a bad connection. Maybe that's the problem, I don't know. But as far as I know, I have a good connection. I mean, I have no reason to think that I have a bad connection on here. Alright, well, 1 minute. I might as well go ahead and wrap it up. Well, no questions again this week, guys. That's kind of sad. So 2 weeks in a row. I'm still trying to decide how many weeks I want to go for with no questions before I give up on this. So you may not even hear from me next week. So, like I said, if you want this, comment here on Periscope or tweet me or put it on the YouTube channel. But if I don't get any good response from folks, if I don't get any reasons why people aren't asking questions the last 2 weeks, I may not...
Lucas Anson joined.
I may not do this again. Oh, someone just joined and I'm about ready to take off. Well, I will say one more time, since someone else joined, I will ask one more time. Are there any questions about blindness or vision impairment that you have? I am visually impaired myself, and now's your chance to ask any questions you may have about blindness or vision impairment to an actual blind person. So I'll just throw that out there. Any questions you may have or have ever had about blindness or vision impairment, put them in the comments down there. I do use a screen reading software on my iPhone, so if you put the questions in the comments, I will be able to read them with my screen reader. I'll have them read aloud to me. So, any questions about blindness or vision impairment? I'll open it up for a little bit, if anyone has anything, including our new viewer. As I said before our new viewer joined, I've been...
Twitter, message from Aki the Mousy. We can certainly catch up on Skype, but on weekends.
Okay, that's someone else. Sorry about that. I just got a notification there. Yeah, any questions about blindness? I was saying earlier that for the past 2 weeks, I've been doing this for over a couple of months now, and I usually at least get a couple of questions, which is great. Even one's good. I can take a question and run with it for a pretty long time. I have a natural propensity to really be detailed about things. So, but the last 2 weeks, I haven't received any questions for 30 minutes that I've been on here each week. No questions at all. So,
Lucas Anson, not really as visually impaired myself, but love your scopes. Lucas Anson, not really as visually impaired myself, but love your scopes.
Okay, yeah, okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, if you want to see this keep going, I definitely need questions from folks. So again, feel free to share this and like it. Share it with your Periscope people. Share it with your Twitter people, wherever social media-wise you are today. And then heart this and follow and continue to join and continue to ask questions because, as I say, this Periscope stream is nothing without you guys, nothing without your questions, particularly. And again, the last couple of weeks, I haven't gotten any questions. And I had before, Again, I've been doing it for over a couple of months now. But these last couple of weeks, nothing for half an hour. So, it's a little disheartening, I admit. And, if I don't continue to get questions, what's the use in doing this, right? So I'm still trying to decide how long I want to do this week after week without getting questions. Like I said, it's already been 2 weeks. And so I may have to stop doing it here pretty soon. So if you want me to keep doing this, if you think this is a good idea, this is a good thing to do, support it. Like I said, like this, share it, talk to your friends about it, retweet it, follow me, ask questions, most importantly.
Lucas Anson shared on.
Thanks for the share very much. I appreciate it. So that's showing your support. I appreciate it, definitely. And like I said, if we can get more people supporting this and wanting me to continue doing this, that would be great. Like I said, any suggestions for improving this, it would be great as well. Again, put them in the comments here, or again, tweet me. I'm at the same username, of course, on Twitter as I am here. Comment on my YouTube archived posts. I do archive these on YouTube, as I said. And again, I'm at the same username there as I am here, so just look for questions about blindness Periscope sessions, and you can see archived videos of these. I'm most engaging when you guys are most engaged. So, in asking questions. So, again, I appreciate the support that I have gotten, and thinking about doing this at least another week. So we shall see. Again, it'll be same time, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And like I said, I hope by that time we get more people and we get more questions, and hope that will encourage me to keep doing this. So I'm going to go and jump off of here for now. Probably gone a little over time. And I appreciate, again, the support that I did get and the folks that did comment and all of that tonight. And I would encourage those who were on here to comment and not just to sit and listen to me talk.
Lucas and Sutton. Bye.
Yep, see you later. Appreciate it. Very much. So yeah, those who are on here, don't just sit and gawk at me or whatever you're doing, just sitting listening. Talk to me. Ask questions. And again, it's nothing without you guys. So I'm going to jump off here, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Bye-bye, guys.
Stop broadcast.